boys? So we're back for another day, and we're gonna go ahead and put the engine in today, or we're gonna try. So I didn't quite get the motor mounts in, as you just heard me say 2 seconds ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. I'm not gonna film it because there's no reason to watch you guys move an engine up and down an inch at a time. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna stick the camera on a charger because I forgot to do that between the days that I didn't film. So that's happening. I'm pretty hyped because I just had a pot of coffee and candy cane, listening to Christmas music, and class was canceled. And I got a dog right there, so we're all set to go. So I'm gonna set you guys on a charger. I will pick you back up. The next thing you'll see will be the car and something. And I'll say something about something, and then we're gonna go do that. All right, I'll be back in just 1 second. All right, this is dope. Right now we got the engine in. So it is officially sitting in the car, all bolted up. Got the engine mounts on and the mounts going into the transmission on, so that is awesome. There's still quite a lot to do, as you guys could assume. I got to hook up the downpipe back on, took that off to just help fit it in. Got to do throttle cable, wiring harness. I did find one cut part. Let's see if I could, yeah, right here. Not entirely sure what that goes to. It kind of splices off. Here's the main harness. It splices off there. So not entirely sure what that does. Power steering, that's going to be the hardest thing for me to do because I have an AN line, but I need to like chop it off here and then hook it up down there. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure how to do that, so I've kind of been postponing it. But yeah, aside from that, fuel line, that should be pretty easy. That line's right up, and you just have to take off one bolt. Then comes the fun stuff with the intercooler and radiator and air intake. So what I'm going to do next, actually, I have the air intake out. I want to try test fitting on the air intake, so I'll be right back. That's nice. It actually doesn't fit very well. I mean, it fits all right. It kind of just knocks a bit there, and then there's a little extra pinch underneath, or I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It kind of doesn't fit perfectly. There's a little gap, but nothing that's going to happen or make a difference. I'm just going to put on the clamps and it'll fit just fine. But that's cool to see. Get a little tucky tuck right in there. Just going to have to work the intercooler pipes a bit, but this bends. I could probably stick it up there and get some heat shielding. That'll be dope. But I'm going to go ahead and stick the downpipe on and do that. And then next thing I'm going to do is probably dive under and take off the existing throttle cable, which is hooked up over there and hooks up right there. It's just a couple bolts, but a little awkward to get in. So I'm going to do that. I'll stick the shifter back on. Yeah, let's start with those three. Let's start with getting the downpipe on and the shifter back on, and then we'll meet right back up. Alright, so here's where we're at so far. I got the downpipe connected, and I'm about like 80% through switching out the throttle cable. So I got the other one, the old one mostly off, the new one's attached on the engine side, but haven't run it through because the other one still hasn't been pulled out. But anyway, I don't know what time it is actually. It's 6:44, but I don't know why, but I'm feeling extremely tired right now. But I'm just going to keep going because I want to get as much as I can done. Things that I can't do that I really wish I could is I can't reroute the battery. But I think what I'm going to try to do next is, well, first off I'm going to finish that, and then I want to run and jump underneath. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to connect the fuel line, and then probably start putting together the drive line and then the exhaust as much as I can to kind of see where I need to go. So that's the plan for that. I know you guys saw a little bit of recording. It's kind of getting a bit too dark to see, so I'll record what I can, but I'm really sorry if there's not going to be a lot of content going on here. So I'm just going to get right back to go ahead and taking off the throttle cable. I'll let you guys know when that's done before I jump down to the drive shaft or fuel filter or fuel lines. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm going to go ahead and get back to work, and I'll give you guys an update when I can. There may or may not be footage, but you'll see in 3, 2, 1. Alright, it's a new day, we're back again. So it's a little lighter out, so I'll show you guys kind of what happened last time. So I just set the radiator in there just to see how close it fit and the neck, and so I need a little trimming, but that's good. So throttle cable's in, I adjusted that, so that's actually all good to go. We're gonna have to pop a little hole into the firewall to run the harness into. Yeah, though I may just keep it in here to start, just to get it started, and then we'll mess with it from there. Anyway, last thing I was doing, I was working on the drive shaft, but then I'll see if I can show you guys. I don't know if you saw it, it's hanging down there because I forgot to put it through the strut. That's going underneath, so I can see if I can just take the strut off and continue on putting that in. So, yep, it's just got work to do now, slowly checking things off the box. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get back under, go ahead and get that on, and then we'll see what to do for there. So that should get it all hooked up. I did also put in the shift assembly all back together, so that's in there, the knob's just not on. But yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and, can't really see under there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get that done, and then come and check back with you in a bit. Alright, the drive shaft is back on. I'm gonna take a little break from the boring work really quickly, and I have an exhaust cut out, but right here with me, so let's go over to the counter and go ahead and assemble this and just see how it looks, and maybe see where we might go and fit it on the exhaust. Alright, so that's all put together for now. It took a bit longer than I was expected because I kind of suck at this whole assembling things bit. But anyway, here's what's going to happen. Is there's going to be a normal exhaust pipe coming through this side. It's going to pop in there, and then we'll run through this, and there's a valve here that if I want to make it louder, open it up and shoot this. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to have it be what was I going to say? So have there be a valve so when this opens up it goes through the loud part of the exhaust, and then when it's shut it goes quiet. Or I may do it where I have like a muffler and resonator on this part, so that way when it's open, it's just running through the resonator and another muffler, so it's going through a bunch. I still plan to have on the loud part of the exhaust, I plan to run a 3-inch resonator along with my exhaust muffler as well, because I do not want a straight pipe, because in my opinion that just doesn't sound good, and I really like that wholesome sound. So I'm going to run another car and test it out really quickly. I'll stick the camera under there, see if we can get, but it's probably going to be a little dark, guys, so I'm sorry if it doesn't show up super well. Plans: 1, you can't see anything under there, and 2, since I don't have the full exhaust in and just the down pipe, which is at an angle, you can't really see what's going on, or I can't really get an idea of what to do. So that's what we're going to hold off on for now. We'll get back to that later, but for now, thinking of things that need to be done, I should get that the fuel line on. It's just one bolt that's just really awkward to get to, and then there's a hose next to it, which we'll plug in right next to it. But yeah, it's just being a pain right now, so I spent probably a good 30 minutes on it just trying to work it in, but I guess I'll go back and do it again. I'll get you guys updated when it's back, or I give up. You gotta love it when jobs that you're spending hours on before just take like 10 seconds when you go back out on the second time. So that's how it was when putting the fuel line on. I just stuck it in, and that's what she said. But I stuck my hand in there and just twisted it and went right on, so that was dumb. But now I can't get the fuel, what I believe is the return line, but I'm not entirely sure. So it's, you have your, oh, poop nuggets. You have, is it a bench bolt? Anyway, so you got your line coming in, and it goes up, and it's got that circle thing with the bolt in the middle, and the bolt has a hole in it. Anyway, that drills in, or screws in, and then right next to it is a little, little hole coming out with a little psh, and so it looks like this. And then you do a hose on the other side. I would have 2 hands, so a hose goes on the end of the finger there, slides over, but it only gives me about like just the tiniest bit to do it, and I can get the hose on, but it won't stay at all, like not even enough to get a clamp on it. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. If any of you guys know what that is, then let me know below. But I have an extra hose hanging out there, and I think it's fuel, and I really don't want to have fuel going around everywhere. So also the drive shaft is attached. I don't know if I said that. I did, but we're gonna go on to the next thing. So next thing we have to do, we have to start connecting grounds and do the wiring harness. So man, the wiring harness, so this is my first time swapping, just in case you guys don't know. Like if you're thinking, hey, he's an expert, I'm gonna listen to him, I got no idea what I'm doing. I'm kind of just following along as I go. So we'll get back to the wiring harness later. Power steering is something I really need to sort out. That's a bit confusing. I'll do that later then. Let's just go ahead and see if we can stick on the AC, get those on, get the hoses there. I'm just gonna go ahead and set you guys up on the tripod, and I'm just gonna start taking off and putting on hoses as we go, and you guys kind of see, and then once we're done, I'll update you and see what let you know what I did. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a quick update. Sorry there's going to be some background noise because I'm holding the camera myself. But what I'm looking at is I'm trying to figure out the power steering line. So I have, oh, where'd it go? Here it is. I got this line with AN fittings, but I don't have any way to thread power steering right now, so I can't really do that, which sucks. Pretty much what I need to do is the power steering is flipped on the 1JZ than from the 7M, which is the engine I had before. So I have this bolt here, and this needs to connect all the way to this right here, and then this connection right here for the power steering is to this hose. Ideally it'd just be done, but I would like to keep the power steering on that side just to give a little more room, because the filter fits in nice, but there's a bunch of gunk going on here. Like, this is the only thing that's not here. There's a lot of stuff going on, and the battery's already out, so yeah, there's just a bunch here, and it's really crowded already. So I would love to get the power steering on that side. So what I'm going to look to doing is, this is the biggest problem is, well, I can always get a new hose for that. That's not too much of an issue, but the issue is that this connects to a hard line underneath, which goes all the way to right down there. So if they hadn't cut the hard line on this other one, which they did, this is the end of the old power steering, if they hadn't cut that, then that would have made life a lot easier, because they would have been able to just plug that right into there. But I can't, so that's where we're at. We have the power steering cooler runs through here, that's fine. Those connect up. I did cut those, so I'm gonna have to just trim those back and reposition it, but I can push the power steering. Since I did it, I can push this back another inch and that'll be fine. But anyway, so I'm just trying to figure out now how to get the power steering all the way over to here. Yeah, pretty much all I need to do is just, if I can figure out this, then I'm gonna call it good, because I can always just get another hose for that. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and work on that a bit more, and then I'll just catch up in a bit, which will be a couple seconds for you, and let you guys know what's up. All right, it's a while later. What I was working on, I can't remember. But I looked at the power steering, and I think the way I'm gonna do it, excuse me, is I'm gonna run the power steering in the same area as it was before, and then they have the hard lines, and I still have part of the hard line from the old power steering. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect that old banjo bolt, I think that's what it's called, but the old bolt where you stick the old bolt through and you go do the thing where it does the thing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off part of the metal thing, one on each side, then I go ahead and flare the ends and then stick on a hose to connect in between it. So I think that'll be the way that'll work, but I don't have those materials right now. I'll just have to run and get them or find them another time. But in the meantime, I finished hooking up the grounds and the wires and stuff for the transmission down below, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the rest of the exhaust of at least what I have. I think I said earlier I'm gonna run 3-inch pipe all the way through. That's the plan, but I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the part that I have, so I have the cat back, so I'm gonna do everything back from behind the cat. So I'll set you guys down behind the car and you kind of see me working on underneath, so at least you guys have something to look at. Sorry it's a bit of a boring episode. I knew this was gonna come to kind of that boring stuff, but I figured might as well just take you along so you guys at least can hear me talk and get the updates of what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the exhaust on. Alright, the exhaust is on, at least that part of it. We still have probably a good like 4 or 5 foot chunk in the middle, in that middle section where nothing's going on in there, but that's on. Got a good little zip tie holding that back end in place, and that's good. So next up on the list is I'm not sure. Again, so things that are holding me up right now is the battery, then just like miscellaneous wiring and hoses. So I wanted to hold off on the radiator and intercooler for a while just in case to give me room on there, but I may go ahead and mock those up, or at least put in the radiator and see where it's at, or maybe do the opposite and do the intercooler. But the problem is that the front end of my car is right by the outside and it's already starting to rain. It's actually pouring buckets, which means depression hitting in, boys. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no one likes the rain. It's stupid. People who say they like the rain are just lying to you. But anyway, that's that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot, but first I got a pot of coffee that just finished brewing, so I'm gonna go ahead and get me some of that. Alright, I got my coffee. I got the van on going out there, or one of our vans, just put light on the front, so I hope you guys see. But I just wanted to quickly apologize for a couple things. One, battery's really low, so this shot may die while I'm doing the time lapse of the intercooler and radiator. And two, I'm gonna have to set you guys a bit further away. I'm gonna zoom in, which should make up for it. But the quality's already crap in these videos, but it's probably gonna be even lower, which I'm saying sorry right now, but just letting you guys know. So I'm gonna shut up before I kill too much more of the battery, set you guys up, and let's just dive right into the intercooler and see what we can do. Well, the battery's about to die, so this will probably be it for tonight, but I made like zero progress again. I kind of got an idea of where things should go, but nothing lines up. I don't even know if I have the intercooler in the right spot, but that's that. We got a good moment getting to see the bumper on there for once. That looked nice. Can't wait to see that on there on the usual, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure this part goes down there, this part goes here, this part goes to this one, and then this goes all the way down there, but yeah, not making much progress. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on. If I make any progress, you'll see another day. Alright, so kind of reached the ending point for this one. It's kind of a little more of a boring one. I'm sorry about that, guys, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it here. Kind of got a bit more progress, which is great. Things started getting put back together. I honestly can't remember where this episode started, or this video started, but this is where we're just gonna end it here. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate that. As we get more progress done, I will keep you guys up to date. It'll mostly be filmed unless it's just like tedious stuff, kind of like cleaning or hooking up a couple wires that you don't see. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to hit it fairly hard, which is Saturday for me, and use the daylight while I can and try to get the intercooler and radiator all done and mounted. So that should be all good to go. And then if we have a bit more time, I'm gonna run down to the hardware store and get probably like 20 or so feet of zero gauge wire and some leads, and then go ahead and make up the new battery mounts to mount at the rear. So that's the plan. I think I also need do I need to wire up? I don't know, there's probably more stuff I need to wire up. So that's what I'm gonna try to get done tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, wait, I got more to do. Before I go though, just so you know, the videos at the beginning, at the end, the throttle, is because I'm a brand ambassador. So it's not just me saying, hey, if you guys want to win a car, do this. But when you guys sign up for VIP, or you like post a classified ad or something, use the code Supra, or go to the link that I sent below to go sign up for VIP. Because when you guys do, it actually helps me out. So I get some of the revenue from that. So doing that helps me, and that's awesome. So if you guys want to fund the car through that, do that. Also, cheers, you have the chance to win a RX-8 right now, which is pretty primo if you ask me. But go ahead and give that a look. Even if you're not going to go sign up, just go ahead and look at it and see if it's something you might want to. If you want to see more updates, also follow me on Instagram at @PhilWithSuper. That's where most of the stuff goes down. And then yeah, just keep tuning in. Don't forget to do the usual, just like and subscribe, leave it in the comments, guys. Bye.